Naked Rancher here for my Women Ranchers series podcast. And today I am honored to have Linda Brody with me, who we will be discussing Margaret Borland. And I'm just thrilled. Linda, thank you so much for being here. I want everyone to know not only what an amazing person you are, but you're a New York Times and USA Today best-selling author of Western romance. You've won numerous books and awards. And if I'm right, you have just released another book.
I am really happy to be here, and I hope we can, I hope I can give something special to your readers.
Oh, I know you will. There is no part of you that is not interesting and informative. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself before we get going?
Okay. Well, I have a little unusual background, I think.
You do. You do.
I was born in 1948, and my parents had just come out of the Depression, and they didn't have anything going into those horrible years, and they sure didn't when they came out. They were migrant workers. They followed the crops. They never knew where they were going to sleep or eat or it was just very hard. It was very difficult. And so when I was born, they were living in a tent on this this farmer's land.
Okay.
He had cotton. He grew cotton. So he let them pitch their tent on his land. It was my three oldest siblings and my parents living in the tent. My oldest sister, the very old, she was 12.
Oh.
And when I was born, she was 12. So there's a big difference in our ages. And it was a very, very difficult time for my parents and for all of us, I guess.
Yeah, I just can't imagine. When it was cold, what did your mother do?
It was so cold that winter, and she tried to insulate the tent with newspaper on the walls, put newspaper on the walls, and that was a trick that she learned during the Depression. That's what they did a lot, and so
well, I mean, it's amazing that you made it, you know.
I know. It really is. I almost died because of the cold, and I was just so small. I'm just newborn, and so.
Why? So you're a miracle. You're supposed to be here, because I know that we're skipping a little bit, but you even went through a tornado later in life and made it through that.
Yeah, God wasn't ready for me, so
yeah, he's still not.
Hopefully.
Well, I mean, you just go ahead. Forgive me.
I'm so grateful for the life that God has given me, and it's all Him. The chances of me ever amounting to anything, in fact, the chances of any of us amounting to anything was a miracle.
Well, I know you've done this on your own because you said that you didn't go to college, correct? And you didn't know you were creative, but my goodness, with all of your writing and everything, you've definitely been successful in that arena.
Well, I was born with stories in my head. And I remember the earliest memory I have. I don't know how old that was, but someone was reading a book to me, fairy tale book, probably Cinderella or something.
Yeah.
And I remember the magic of the words. I fell in love with words and stories. And so I was making up stories before I could even hold a pencil.
Well, I mean, it's just so valuable that you have that talent, and that you enjoy writing, and you've done so well. So why don't we go ahead and introduce everyone to Margaret? Is it Heffernan Borland?
Borland.
All right. So why don't you start with her and tell us a snippet about her life and how you chose her?
Okay. Really, I think she chose me.
Oh.
It was serendipitous that I ran across her. I was doing research for The Heart of a Texas Cowboy, and that book was about it. And so I was researching cattle drives and trying to get all the information I could on that, and her name popped up, and I followed the rabbit down the hole,
Yeah.
I could get so lost in research because
I'm the exact same way. I understand.
Yeah, so I read about her, and it just struck me as her life. She was so strong. And she had such determination to serve. She survived cholera. She survived yellow fever. Both of those epidemics, took most of her family, but she was left. And like you said earlier, I think that God had a reason for not taking her.
And where was she living during this time?
She was living in Victoria, Texas.
Okay.
Down there, very southernmost.
Yeah, down by the valley.
Yeah, way down there, and but she wouldn't let anything stop her. She was so determined. I think to make something of her life. She immigrated. They immigrated. Oh, she had that Irish, grit.
Yeah, that will and determination.
Pure grit, and
well, and then did she? I know. Did she married a few times? Didn't she?
Yes, she was married 3 times. The first husband was killed in a duel.
Oh,
He was shot in a duel, and she had one child with him, and then she married a second time, and he had it wasn't a very large ranch. It was okay though. He had some land, and she enjoyed living on that land, and she bore him, I think, 3 or 4 children. Then he died of cholera.
Oh.
A big cholera epidemic happened.
So her husband and a couple of children?
2 of her children
okay.
died of cholera. She was just so unlucky in love in that respect, and so she picked up again, and she ran that small ranch, and then she met her third husband.
Okay.
And that was Borland. She married him, and he had a bigger ranch.
Okay.
He was pretty well off, and his eye, and they had some more children. And in the meantime, the Civil War the Civil War happened.
Oh, okay.
And cattle were left to roam, and there were no fences to stop them, so cattle went everywhere. And there were no men available to do anything with them. So
now wait, we might have missed it during one of the blurps here. Did he die? You're saying before? No. Okay, so he's still alive. The cattle are roaming.
He died after after the Civil War was
Oh,
over.
okay. All right.
But they ended up with 10,000 head of cattle.
Oh, my goodness.
And they just talked about what to do because it was just too many to handle.
Yeah, of course.
And so he talked to her about going on a cattle drive, and she would come with him.
Okay.
That he died of yellow fever before they could go. So she was left to manage this all by herself with her children. Out of 9 children she bore, only 3 survived.
Oh.
Only 3. And the youngest was a daughter. She was 7.
Now, was she given the responsibility of anyone else's children?
Her daughter died of yellow fever also.
Oh.
So she took in her granddaughter.
Oh, wow.
To raise. And that's what she did back then.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, I'm thinking not only, of course, the physical challenges she had and the emotional ones, but I'm sure that some of the choices she actually had to make in her life weren't necessarily acceptable, because that was pretty much a man's world, especially ranching.
It was. She had some hired hands that did the physical part of the work. But she handled all of the buying and selling and the running up the ranch. And she was very good at it.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
The local men were jealous of her because she was so successful.
Well, I can understand that. But of course she had to make do with what she had. So at one time period, she had decided to take the cattle to Kansas, correct? To sell?
Yes. In 1873.
Okay.
She made the decision to take 2,500 head
Wow.
up to Wichita, Kansas.
Wow. And all the children she had, correct?
She took the children. Her oldest son was 15, and then on down. I think the little granddaughter was 2 or 3. She was very young. She had 6 hired hands, and they helped, and thank goodness. She had enough. Her hands were full. They were full.
Yeah, they were.
And she probably did all the cooking. I imagine the men, the women always get left with the cooking. So
and of course taking care of the kids. Yeah, absolutely.
So they went up the Chisholm Trail.
Okay.
And the trip took 2 months.
Wow.
But she didn't push hard, and they just took it slow and easy, and she got up there. She got the cattle up there.
Right.
And checked into the hotel in Wichita, Kansas, and died.
Oh.
She died before they even sold the cattle.
Oh, my goodness. Well, she must have been sick on the drive.
Well, she probably was, and doctors today think she had meningitis.
Oh.
All the newspapers and people talking there in Wichita, Kansas, the men especially, said she died of brain fever because she was doing a man's job. She had brain fever.
Brain fever.
Yeah.
If
there ever is such a thing.
It's probably good she wasn't alive to hear what they were calling it. But so she wasn't alive for them to actually sell the cattle.
No.
Oh,
No, she died the first night they were there. So I don't know. I imagine one of the hired hands probably took care of the sale. And it was disappointing that they didn't get as much as they thought,
oh,
because the prices of cattle had gone down, and so she didn't make as much as she thought. But it was it was a pretty good amount, I think.
well, I guess too. I mean, if the kids were there, somebody had to oversee the kids and
I
take them
know.
back home.
And get her back home, which they did.
Wow.
And I think I read where her brother took the children in, and I think he took over the ranch, and I think that is what happened.
Well, I mean, I just cannot imagine the challenges she faced.
Oh gosh.
You know,
And people today could not do that.
oh
They
no.
wouldn't even try. I don't think they wouldn't even try.
Right, right. Well, I mean, it's just so admirable. And that's one reason that I'm trying to bring attention and awareness to so
Oh,
many of these women that really do not get recognized. And I think, like you said, just she's the one that chose you to make sure to write
yeah.
about her. And,
Yeah. And I've done blogs on her, written articles. I just
oh, I'm
She just
sure.
seems part of my family.
Oh, I'm sure she is. And how about for your other writings? Have you incorporated any of her grit or personality into some of the characters you write about?
Absolutely.
Oh, good.
I think she's in bits of her are in all of my female protagonists.
Okay.
They don't sit around waiting for a man. They get in there and they do what needs to be done. And they have that same grit, that same drive. And even though they're all poor, none of my characters are rich because I know I wrote about the poor people.
Hey.
They're poor. They want better. They have this yearning,
And they're going to work hard for it.
they're willing to put in the work and for the reward.
Absolutely. Well, of course, I know I contacted you after, your book and finding out that you were, the expert on her.
Oh,
Well, that's what you're getting. You're getting that little connection
okay.
to her. But, I just think that it's inspiring to think also that you did use her character for your own characters. Now, not only for you and all of your success as a writer, do one of your sisters, I believe, is a writer.
Yes, one of my baby sister she is also a writer.
Okay.
She first wrote a series about it was a true series about life with her country music husband.
Oh, okay.
And going on the road with him and in the honky tonks and stuff. And so she wrote a series.
Interesting. Okay.
That was her first writing attempt. and I was so happy to help her. She wanted me to write it first. She came to me and asked me to write that, and I said no, because I do not know your story. So she took classes on writing, and she learned.
That's
to write
wonderful.
in it. I hope that one day some movie company will pick those up and do a movie or something about her husband. Was, of course, in a band. He had his band called the Rhythm Rebels.
Okay.
And they would play in these little towns where there was no law enforcement. And they would rob the banks. And
Oh.
they got caught. And he spent 16 years in Leavenworth prison.
Oh,
Yes.
goodness. Okay.
And he finally got out because he got really sick. He wouldn't eat the prison food.
Oh.
And anyway, he started a band in prison.
Oh, he did. Even that. Wow.
Yeah, it's an interesting story.
I guess so. Well, you know what I'd like to do is make sure that I'll, of course, have your website and your connection. And you've got a wonderful website, actually, with all of your books.
Uh-huh.
And so I'll make sure that that's in the description. I think you sent it to me, your sister's name and info. So I will put that in the description also to get a shout out for her. And before we close out here, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Well, yes.
Okay, good.
Going back to my family, all of us, five children, we all had goals. My oldest sister she got married when she was 14.
Oh, wow.
And so my parents signed for her, and so she got married to this guy in the military. So she had hardly any education. She taught herself to type, and she became a secretary in this billion-dollar company. And she traveled the world.
Wow.
She went everywhere. And then my second oldest sister was a painter. She loved to paint. And beautiful pictures.
Aww.
So pretty. And then was in business for himself. He was a butcher. He owned a butcher shop.
Oh.
And then he really hurt his back. And then he taught himself how to be a realtor. He took all the classes. He did all, and was a very successful realtor in Houston, Texas. So we all have done, and without any help. Really.
Absolutely.
Just pure gumption.
Well, I mean, that is impressive and admirable for all of you all.
Yeah, our story is close to Margaret. She went through so many hard times, and yet she kept pressing on and kept doing what she had to do. I just can't imagine, and I'm so in awe of her. She lives inside me.
I believe that. Absolutely. Well, Linda, I just so appreciate you sharing the information about Margaret with us today. And I'm hoping that everyone goes to the links that I'll put in our description so they can not only read about her, but find out about you and your family. And I appreciate you taking the time to join me today and everyone else for listening. So, Naked Rancher out.